Hi, I'm Becky from Let's Make Geek Stuff, and today I'm making this Kitsune mask in the style of the anime Demon Slayer. This is special request from my daughter, who's a big Demon Slayer fan, and you can make it with the eye cutout or solid, so you can draw in your own eye. Let's get started. For our project today, we'll need 6mm craft foam. I have 2 sheets of 6mm. They're 9" by 12" which should be enough. A small variation in foam size should be no problem. You'll need a utility knife with fresh blades, a rotary tool with a sanding barrel. You'll need contact cement is my glue of choice, the pattern available at my Etsy shop for just a couple bucks, and a heat gun is very helpful in making this project. I have my pattern pieces here. I made sure to cut out all the notches. I'm going to trace them onto my foam. Most of these only need to be cut out once, but there are a few where you have to cut them out twice, once in a mirror image, and it will say that on the pattern pieces. I've decided to cut out this ear detail on 2mm craft foam. That's just the normal thin foam you'll find at any craft store. I've traced on all my pattern pieces. I've made sure to add the notches to each piece, and I've also labeled them with the number provided on the pattern. That's going to help me know what order to glue everything together in. I'm cutting out my pattern with this generic utility knife. My best advice with this is to be sure to keep your knife at a 90-degree angle so you don't get any unwanted beveling. Also, just make sure your blade is really sharp. If it starts to snag and pull on the foam, it's time to replace the blade. So here's the pattern all cut out and laid out in how it will go together. Let me pop up a picture here that's maybe a little easier to see so you can see the layout. This example, I'm going to build one side with the eye built in, and I'm going to leave the other side open just so you can see both options. And everything starts with the nose, so we'll be starting there. On your pattern, you'll see these lines. These are going to be undercuts that we're going to do that's going to give the nose a little more definition. If you want a flat rounded nose, don't add these. So we're going to draw some lines from the pattern onto my nose, and then I'll show you how to do the undercut. I'm going to cut out a triangle of material down each of these lines, but it's only going to be half of the thickness deep, so 2 to 3 millimeters deep. So it looks like that. I didn't cut all the way through. If you cut all the way through, you have to throw it away and start again. The glue I'm using today is contact cement. You can just buy this at your local hardware store here in America. I've opened all the windows and I've turned on a fan because this needs to be used in a well-ventilated area. You might want to even consider wearing a respirator while using this product. Other options are some people use super glue, and you could also use hot glue in a pinch, but I don't recommend it because it gets so messy. Using our contact cement, I'm going to glue down into the crevice that we just cut. Okay, it's no longer shiny, so I know I can glue it. I'm just going to press that seam closed. Then I'm going to kind of shape it, kind of roundy. Now, this is the lip piece that goes under that nose. I'm just going to shape it with my hands as well. So, this needs to glue onto this, but it needs to be flat. See how that's not quite what we want? So I'm going to use my rotary tool, and I'm just going to sand off this edge. And then I'll probably sand a little in there too so that it will fit together more tightly. I'm ready to glue this piece. making sure to line up these two hash marks in the center. So matching up these notches the best you can is really important because it's like squishing or pulling foam as you glue it together is what's going to give the internal tension. So when I give it some heat, it's going to relax into that rounded shape. Now I'm going to put in one eye. Of course, if you are leaving the eyes out, then you would be skipping this step. You could choose just for style to like sink it in a little lower than what's around it for a look. Or if you were going to maybe draw on a different shaped eye and not use this eye, then you'll just want to make it flush with everything else. So if you're not using the eye cutout, this part you won't need to glue, so you just need to glue this upper bit right there. So for this last step, this outside ring, I'm going to glue all 4 pieces in a strip, and then I'm going to like basket weave it around the outside. I'm going to line up this chin first because I want to make sure that it's centered. Now I'm going to kind of squish the foam, push and pull so that all those hash marks line up exactly right. To connect this end, I'm going to put my fingers so it doesn't glue yet. Then I'm going to glue these together. Take my fingers out. And then just carefully, again, matching up all the hash marks. Bring it together. So right now my mask isn't quite as rounded as I would like. It's also a little wider than I want it to be. And I'm going to fix all those problems by heating and shaping. Using my knee as an anvil, I've covered it with a cloth so that I don't get glue on me, so I don't get burnt if the foam is a little warm. And I'm going to just gently work the foam over my knee. Just try to stretch it out. I'm going to pull it back and look at it, see if it's the shape I want. If there's anything I feel like needs a little more shaping, I'm going to heat it and shape it again. And I'm pretty happy with that. Now I'm going to work on giving my ear this nice rounded shape. Gluing on these ear detail pieces, I'm not going to worry if there's any overlap at the bottom. I'll just cut that off, but it seems to have lined up pretty good. I'm going to shape these ears curved along the edges, and then I'm also going to Dremel in a little on this inner edge to give it a more natural look. Today I'm using a 320 grit sanding barrel on my rotary tool. And that's about what I'm looking for. So my ears are done, and I've marked on my mask where I want to glue the ears. There's a suggestion on the pattern, or you can put them wherever you want, really. I'm just going to lay these on really soft at first, really lightly, till I have them. I'm just making sure they're equal and the same. Okay. When you're happy, just press them in. And we're done. For more information on how to finish this and paint this foam, I encourage you to check out some of my other videos. I'll link them here. I hope you liked today's tutorial. If you want to see more content like this, like and subscribe. I'm trying to bring more tutorials to you. As always, this pattern is available on my Etsy shop. I try to keep the prices just a couple bucks, and there's all these other patterns there on my Etsy shop. Come by and check it out.